All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to try to bring you a live stream for the second time. Let's see if this works this time. The last one dropped, but it doesn't surprise me. My internet's been a bit tricky this weekend. Lots of people lighting off fireworks and having fun for the long weekend. So let's see if we can get this to work. Just let me know when we get our first person to join. If you can hear me okay, and we'll try again here. I got the fan running, try to keep the temperature down, and we'll see if this will work here, dudes. So, all right, I think, yeah, there we go. All right, I think we're okay now. Hey, Brian, well, the heat's, it's hot, and computer gets a little hot, and then the internet's not the best where I live. So, the first one dropped, but we're okay. All right. So we'll try to do this stream again. Okay. So, so long weekend. Hope you guys are having a good one. Okay. So first, we're going to talk about Army of the Dead. I posted the review in the channel. Army of the Dead, new movie, Zack Snyder zombie movie. It's on Netflix if you want to watch it, and it's frickin' awesome. There's a I have AC since then. It's just that I film upstairs and I have lights, a lot of lights and computer equipment, and so it just heats up pretty good. I got a fan running now. I can turn it off. It might kind of make the sound not quite as good with the fan, but what can you do? It's better that we can do it than not. But anyway, Army of the Dead's freaking awesome. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. It's got Garrett Dillahunt, who plays John in Fear the Walking Dead, in it, and he's great in it. It's got a zombie tiger. It's got a zombie horse. It's got sweet alpha zombies. They're like super zombies. They're like zombie vampires. Looks like Jake saw it. It was awesome, he said. Jacob Wright. Yeah, it's fantastic. R. Perez said, hey, Trev, did you like when Garrett killed the certain zombie in Army of the Dead, like Alpha killed that whisperer chick with a wire? Yeah, that's true. What, R. Perez? It was similar to that, wasn't it? I thought it was awesome, man, to see him in that role. He plays, for you guys, he plays John in Fear the Walking Dead, or he played, and he's in Army of the Dead, but it's a different kind of role for him, and it's really fun, man. Yeah, Batista's awesome, man. Was a big fan of him when he was in WWE. Big fan of him when he was, I think he did some good stuff with Triple H in that. They had a pretty good rivalry going, and he's just a freaking monster, right? Like, he's one of these. Elevator scene, says Mr. Dilly John. There's lots of fun scenes, man. There's the fight scene where the zombie, the alpha zombie he's fighting, kind of ducks underneath his blade and everything that was in the trailer. Very cool. I wonder if they might do. Yeah, I won't spoil it, Slicer. Don't worry. I won't do any major spoilers or anything like that. You can watch it on Netflix after this if you want to. It's just a really fun movie. It's got a great cast. It's actually, it's one of the best zombie movies I've seen in a while, I think. One of those fun, kind of more imaginative, like George Romero type zombie movies. It feels like almost like if, it's like as if he was making a remake of something George Romero-esque, like he did with Dawn of the Dead. Really, really good. Jacob said, I didn't like the role of Theo Rossi in the movie. Well, yeah, I mean, some of them are better than others. I like the is it Dieter? Yeah, Dieter, that's his name. That's really funny. It cracks me up. I like that one. Scott said, worst zombie film I've seen since Diary. Scott, you're back. Well, maybe if you like, Scott, if you like more serious zombie stuff, like Walking Dead or even Fear, then maybe you like those better. Army of the Dead is like it's like a comedy kind of thing. Yeah, you like your slow zombies. Yeah, I got that. Well, super fast zombies would be difficult to survive against, that's for sure. So, but Batista is really good in it. So before the last stream cut off, and I've deleted it now, we'll restart it again. People were asking me my thoughts on the Bitcoin bloodbath, the crypto bloodbath right now, going right now. In that I think BTC is almost down to half of what it was at. It's almost halved, maybe, what was it, a few weeks ago? Something like that. And I think Ethereum is it's almost at half, so some of the big cryptos really crashing hardcore, man. It's pretty crazy. Hey Mopar, how you doing, man? So that's true, Mike Da. That slow zombies nowadays aren't much of a threat for what we're used to in a movie, right? So slow zombies in a movie, really, are they that much of a threat anymore? We're kind of used to that as a culture. We kind of are familiar with that. So they have to kind of do something a little bit different. I like what they did in Army of the Dead. They're sort of like zombies, the alpha zombies, but they're also like vampires, kind of. And they're cool, man. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think Fear the Walking Dead's on right now, too. So Fear the Walking Dead should be wrapping up its new episode soon here for you guys and joining after that. But, yeah, Batista is really great in it, and it's fun stuff. So the crypto craziness, man, I mean, I guess I'm not surprised by it, right? It's because it's just like I kind of had said, I think I said a couple weeks ago in a stream that, I think Gil Bates was talking about crypto and was saying that it's not energy efficient. So, yeah, if he doesn't like it and he's speaking out against it, and now with crypto, we have the World Economic Forum, Klaus and the boys have formed a committee about it. And so the big criticism of crypto is that it's not green enough, basically. Or you guys know they've been doing all the green stuff lately. So it's to where, I guess, mining it, what they're trying to say, in reality, it's a challenger to regular currency. And when you have regular, like our usual currency that we already have, US dollar and the others, fiat currency, the ZIOs, the central bankers, have the ability to, print that. They have the ability to control that. They have the ability to distribute that, to loan it out to governments to do what they do. And so if you have a new challenger in the arena, it's going to be, they're going to get some, you're going to get some pushbacks, right? You're going to get pushback on that. Like if you were in a truly free system where governments and, World Economic Forums and rule doesn't use money or doesn't use fiat currency as a lever to control things, then as a currency of control, then you could have crypto could go up indefinitely, right? It could go into the hundreds of thousands of dollars per BTC per Bitcoin, and that would be reasonable because they're limited. Mining is slow, and so if more people want to get in, they can get in. Then you have BlackRock and different retirement funds that have been hinting at wanting to try a little bit. There's been a lot of speculation that they would get in. And if they do and they take even 1% or they start including a little bit of crypto in their portfolios for people, their retirement plans, retirement portfolios, savings portfolios, then you could see the price really skyrocket. And everybody's that's what a lot of people have been thinking. And that's on the bull case for it. But on the bear case for it, on the opposite side of things, you do have the most powerful people in the world, basically, control the money system. So if you, or at least are in league with those, it's used to control a lot of other things as well too. So, you have a huge challenger coming in, and what do you kind of expect? Well, you expect to get some pushback. So you have Klaus, you have World Economic Forum, you have them having a meeting. I forget the date. Was it this week or last week? And it's not secretive. It's public meeting. They let everybody know. I'm sure there's been lots of secretive talks about it too that you're not aware of. But, they've met at the World Economic Forum and they've decided that it's not green, right? So Bitcoin isn't green enough. It wastes too much electricity, too much power to generate for mining. And so the World Economic Forum, WEC, or WEF, puts pressure on China, and China bans crypto, which or says we're going to ban it, and then says no, we're really serious, we're going to ban it, right? And they say it again, we're going to ban it again. So the price tumbles, and then they say, no, we're really going to ban it. It better tumble, and then it tumbles further. So what do you expect when you're coming in against, give me control of a nation's currency and I care not who makes its laws? you're coming in against, you know who, Red Shields, Crown, World Economic Forum, UN, RIA, CFR, the Zios. You're coming in against the ruling power, right? Because money is used as a tracker system in fiat currency to control countries and to control. If you read the protocols, what does it say? Basically, they can unleash economic warfare in any country they want at any time. So that's how pretty much your local governments, your individual countries, the debtor is slave to the lender. So when you are the one who lends them out, you don't need soldiers. It's much worse than that, because you can basically crash economies overnight. When you have that kind of power over different nations, you have World Economic Forum set up, you have these things in place ready to go. That's who you're up against, with something like a decentralized crypto. Now, there are some cryptos that are green, right? There are some that are, more like Ethereum is making some big time updates to change the protocol so that they're going to be able to run without using as much electricity, as much power. But yeah, Bitcoin, it's very tricky to say what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's been the lead cryptocurrency. It's been the top dog. But like we said, and Tesla's a good example, right? This is real life, right? This isn't propagandized nonsense. This is real talk we're getting into now. Tesla and Elon, it sounds to me like Elon personally likes Bitcoin. He likes crypto. He's like, oh, I like it, whatever. I want to try it, whatever. And this is what happens. And this is what happens, this is a classic case, right? He's going in. Tesla's accepting Bitcoin as payment for their, for their different products and their different models and their vehicles and whatever they have, whatever they're selling. They accept crypto as payment for their stuff. And, they buy a lot themselves, change title to Master of Coin and all this stuff. And then what do you know? You start hearing Gil Bates trash it. He's saying, oh, I don't like crypto. I don't like Bitcoin. I don't like cryptocurrency. It's, it's not green and all this stuff. It's too much electricity. It's a waste, whatever. We're going to crush it. We're basically saying he doesn't like it. Next thing you know, Elon's tune changes. What happened? Someone called. He got a phone call. One of the rulers called and let you know, hey, brother, we know that you're running this fake X shit for us, and we appreciate that. You're doing a great job. All this stuff's awesome. We like how we're using Tesla's name, to sell cars and whatever. It's cool. It's cool. But this thing about, we got a problem about this crypto thing, this Bitcoin thing. What's this Bitcoin? Can you explain to me what this is? So basically, Elon changes his tune 180 degrees, right? All of a sudden now he gets some phone calls. Klaus, like a Sith Lord, is coming down on crypto, and he's saying basically Tesla has changed their position on Bitcoin overnight from Master of Coin to liquidation, basically. I don't know what their numbers are, if they're still holding Bitcoin at all, if they sold it all or they sold part, whatever the case may be. And not only that, but now they're not accepting it as payment, right? So there it is, man. That's it. That's all you need to know. You don't need to spend 5 or 10 years studying this stuff. All you need to know is that basically what happens is you get a phone call, you get told, no, you're not doing that. Cancel, you're not accepting Bitcoin as payment anymore. No, you're not. And switch it back and tell everybody you're not, right? There you go, man. That's the way it goes. So Vin, don't worry. It's not really a spoiler in the thumbnail, Vin. Don't play that game. It's not really a spoiler. So you'll watch the episode, you'll understand. Plus, the episode's on now. Why don't you just watch the episode? They didn't find her. It's not like we saw a zombie Madison. You don't get it. I don't do stuff like that. I don't. If a character's actually killed off, I'm not going to put it in right afterwards. But you'll understand. Watch the episode through. I'm not ruining anything for you. Just watch it through. You'll understand. You won't be mad at me after you watch it. You'll get it. So, that's what it is with crypto. Is like you just, what do you expect? But here's the thing: is that it's decentralized. So it's going to be very difficult for any country or party to shut it down entirely. But they're also not going to let it roar either. Now, one thing that I do think is interesting is I think that Ethereum if it's going to improve and it's going to be green, it'll get a pass. So I would not be surprised if Ethereum replaces Bitcoin in the next couple years as the top crypto. Also, I think the Red Shields are buying some Ethereum. I think they bought a couple $100 million, probably just to play with, just to test it out. So their holdings company bought some Ethereum, probably just to mess with it and see what see what it's made of, do some testing with it, whatever they want to do, right? They need you probably want to get some if you're going to want to test it out and see what you think, right? So that's the deal, man. So China does what they're told. Like I said, China's obedient. They're not the big bad. They do what they're told, and they say we're going to ban it again, right? We're going to ban it. And why do they do that? Well, number one, they're communists, so basically, they are going to want to control their own currency too, and they're not, there isn't much of a win for them, I don't think, for them to allow Bitcoin mining and all the other stuff that's going on. But, really what it comes down to is that you got a meeting taking place, World Economic Forum. Next thing you know, Tesla's changing their tune. They're not going to support crypto anymore. Next thing you know, China, again, for the 100th time, is going to say, we're banning it again. And so eventually it'll come back at some point, to where it's not down, like, it has gone down before by high percentages, like 70%, probably even higher than that at certain dates and times, like 80%, 90%, if you look at certain time intervals for crypto. But, I still do think that crypto can do very well and it can be a good store of value for people. But we don't know how aggressive the ruling elite are going to go after it. If they go after it super aggressive, then, well, could they kill it entirely? I don't think so, but maybe, maybe they could. ISM likes XRP. Well, yeah, XRP is super low right now. I mean, like the lowest almost ever, man. China, says Chris. Yeah, China. It's all China. It's China comes. China. So it's their fault crypto's down. So yeah, it's what it is. So yeah, but I think it'll come back. I'm not a doom and gloomer. I kind of expected this with crypto, but I don't think that they're going to kill it entirely, and I don't think they're going to be able to. Maybe you have a switch from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Can't tell the future, or you don't know for sure. But, I'm definitely going to hold some Ethereum and maybe reduce my Bitcoin position a little bit if it goes back up here anytime soon. But, but your governments and especially your banksters, they're not going to want to let that rip. They're going to want to try to crack down. But can they? That's the thing, because it's already come so far that even if you do the propaganda and you try to crush it, you do what you can do, it's going to be difficult for them to shut down entirely. So we'll see what happens with it. But I think that it still does have a future store value. I just don't know for BTC by itself if necessarily it's going to be the all-encompassing winner, going forward anymore. I do think that other green cryptos. Well, there's Ethereum, very good. XRP is pretty green because it's a little bit different with how it's like versus mining and stuff. There's differences there. And there are some others. I think VE Chain, there's some others that are specifically green cryptos. There's lots of sites you can look up if you want to that'll tell you which ones are more green than others. Particularly, I think Bitcoin is the one that's most popular, and it's the one that, mined, in terms of mining, a lot of it's mined in China. And so that's the one that they're going to likely want to go out about. Well, Dogecoin, Brian, is a joke as far as I'm concerned. And also, Elon has pumped Dogecoin. And it sounds like he's getting handled now. So if Elon's getting a handler now, if he's getting handled, then that means that he's either probably not going to pump Dogecoin anymore or talk about it much anymore or anything else. So I would view Dogecoin as an extremely risky proposition, because if one man can come out and adjust the price just by a tweet or whatever that much, then that's not really an asset that. But granted, even in stocks, the same thing happens. If Warren Buffett comes out and says something, or some of the others, then it has similar type of effects. Maybe just not as as drastic in terms of percentage. So that's what it is. Kelly brought up GameStop. Yeah, the GameStop stuff. Yeah, Tesla wants to know I don't have a dog. No, we got Mister. We don't really like dogs. Jess and I, we don't really like dogs too much. So yeah, that's my take on the crypto crash. I do think it'll come back though. It's really low right now. I mean, really low. You know, and Ethereum, I think right now, you know, it could go down further, but I think that long term, the price Ethereum's at right now is a really good price. You know, Canadian, it's like $2,500 for an Ethereum. That's really good right now because it was at 5,000 Canadian a few weeks ago. So I was partying. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I actually did take some out at the top too. I timed it pretty good, but I went back in. So I sold. What did I sell? Like 10 grand, 20, 15 grand, something like that. Let's say 12.5 grand. Let's average it off. So I sold about 12.5 grand at the top like a couple weeks ago. But then it came down, and then I got eager and I went back in right away, and now it came down further, and I'm like, shit. Oh well, what can you do? You can't time it. There's no such thing as perfect timing. Really, you can't even time it anyway. Like, you know, statistically, you lose more if you do that anyway. But I just can't help it. You know, it's like as a guy, I want to like, you know, want to grab the wheel and be like, no, I'm going to do this and do that. I'm going to beat it. And it's like, Trev, you're not going to beat it. It's like, I don't care. Yeah, well, I don't hate dogs, Tesla. We just don't have one because we have Mister. That's all. And we have a cat that sleeps in the backyard. So we do. You know what they do to dogs in China? Well, I imagine Tesla. I kind of know what they do with animals in China. Yeah, I kind of do know. So, and I'm not against China or anything, but it's like, oh well, man. So what do we got here? Brian says, yo, Trav, I've been meaning to watch your vids on Bitcoin, and I've been talking to this girl who works in investing in cryptocurrency, LOL. I'd like to learn more. To be honest, it's all interesting. Well, you know, Brian, I mean, the reality is we just don't know for the future. We have no idea what's going to happen, right? Hedge your bets. If you want to get some, just get it. Don't do anything crazy. Like my recommendation, I'm not a financial advisor, but your financial advisor would tell you, just get a small percentage if you want to do it. That's it. They would tell you get a small percent, and that's it. You know, and be happy with whatever amount you can get because it is super volatile, like crazy. The most volatile I've ever seen. Oh, Tesla wants to talk about the Bates divorce and the Epstein friendship. Let me turn the fan off. Okay. All right. Okay. So the Gates or the Bates divorce, right? So, well, I mean, it's, you know, like I said before too. I think I've touched on it briefly. It actually, I did anticipate that. I did expect to see that. You know, there's a cost for doing that job, what he's doing. You know, when you are in that type of position and you are the head person for the entire world for healthcare, with whatever's been happening, there's a lot of pressure there. So am I surprised that she bailed on him? No, I'm not surprised at all. Some people think it's a work. Some people think that they're doing it for some kind of tax reasons or protecting their wealth or something. Whatever. You know, I really don't care, to be honest. But it seems to me like, yeah, that's pretty natural that she would want to leave because it's so much pressure. And you're literally are making decisions for people as far as life or death goes. So if you have to make life and death decisions for people, you know, that's a lot of pressure, man, to be under, right? You know, a lot of people, if they could, they would just retire if they had his kind of wealth. They wouldn't get involved with all this, with rule. They wouldn't get involved with all this stuff. But, you know, I mean, he probably, based on his lineage, he probably didn't have much of a choice. And he was likely given what I would suspect, because of his father being head of Planned Parenthood and in Planned Parenthood, I would suspect that he was probably told he has to do it. I would think. I don't think he would do it of his own volition of getting into all this stuff and whatever. He'd probably just retire and who cares. But yeah, I mean, it's you know, it seems to me that he's given this position as, you know, Microsoft whatever. And he's the head guy for that based on his bloodline, based on his lineage. He's given this software and this operating system and this product to sell. and to keep it under control with ties to, military intelligence and United States U.S. intelligence and others based on lineage and everything with his father before him. And so he's given that to sell. Do I buy the story that he made it in his garage? Hell no. Not in a million years do I buy that anymore. He just was some super genius who created this. Obviously, his connections would tell you otherwise, that no, he was the kid of somebody who was trusted, who was given this stuff to start, Microsoft and what Microsoft was. They did. And then when he, had made so much money, he transitioned over to his true purpose, which, just like his father before him, second generation, with respect to global health control. And that's what he's doing. And that's what he's been doing since then. So, it doesn't surprise me that there's a breakdown there. Because, she'll be aware of a lot of the stuff that they were doing and that they've been doing. And because of that, that's just part of it, man. Their sacrifices have to be made. That's a tough deal to be involved in. But if that's what you're doing, then, that's what it is. That's what it's like to be involved in these types of circles, right? Is that sometimes you don't have a choice. You have to do something. You're given, like in a true communistic system, you're given a job to do. And based on your lineage or based on who you are, and you go and you do your job, and you have to do it. You don't have a choice, and that's just what it is, man. So none of that surprises me, and it also doesn't surprise me that he doesn't like crypto. I wouldn't think he would like crypto, right? Why would you think he would like crypto? It's not theirs. They didn't make it. It sounds like to me. So. That was Bit Gold. That was Nick Szabo, right? And his crowd who created crypto, who created Bit Gold, and then Bitcoin after that under the name Satoshi, whatever it is, Nakamoto, whatever his screen name was. So, he created that. It sounds like he was not in the club. It sounds like he was actually somebody outside of it. So now they're kind of coming back after it, but now they're taking the idea. And each country might be releasing their own cryptocurrency and their own stuff. So that tells you right there that more likely than not, unlike Microsoft, that's actually something that most likely was a natural development out of people. Like, it sounds like he's one of us. It sounds like that's something that didn't have ties to military intelligence and these other entities in the U.S. That's something that kind of came out naturally. Because now they're kind of coming after it, and then I would suspect that they'll try to do their own, or they'll commandeer it, right? That's another option too, like with Ethereum. Maybe they buy up, maybe they crash it right up. The price will still skyrocket back anyway, because they're going to buy it, and then they'll kind of have it, right? They'll have most of it. So it wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened, if they did something like that. Bash it in the news, it crashes, they buy it, they buy as much as they can, and they can afford to buy a lot. And then they own most of it. So go ahead, do what you want. We own most of it anyway. But everything basically has to be taken in. Everything has to, you will be assimilated. The Borg, everything will be taken in, right? Even if Microsoft was independent or created by somebody else, you'd expect the guys to come in and steal it from that person or buy them out, right? And then bring them into the fold, right? That's the way it goes with everything, right? I mean, look at Google. Look at, what's going on with Google, Facebook, the big tech companies, YouTube. If someone creates something independent and it becomes big, you either sell it, they either take it from you, you sell it to our oligarchs. You either give it up willingly or they create an opposition and somehow knock you out of the space if it gets big enough. So, yeah. Yeah, Tesla. Yeah, he is. He's an internationalist. That's right, just like his father. Right, exactly. So what would you expect? What else would you expect him to do? That's where the eugenics is actually, you got to admit with eugenics that it's true to a degree, right? If you take somebody that is from a family of, let's say, I don't know, builders or something, and they've been building houses, let's say, for hundreds of years or whatever, and they're given the trade and given, then, a family business type of deal, they have a kid. Do you expect them to be pretty good at their family's trade? Typically, yeah. So, to a degree, it works. If you take, okay, I got it for you. you take a LeBron James or a Brock Lesnar, and they have, I don't know, 5 boys, let's say. I don't know how many kids they actually have. Let's just say they do, right? And you take those 5 kids and you take LeBron's kids and you say, hey, you're all going to college for basketball. You take Brock's kids, you guys are all going into wrestling. You're going to go beat the shit out of people professionally, right? Are those guys going to be better than your average guy who just signs up for basketball or signs up for wrestling? Well, there's going to be differences, right, in the offspring, but typically, yeah, they're going to be better. Brock's kids are going to be bigger than all the other kids, and they're going to go beat the shit out of people, and LeBron's kids are going to go dunk on people. And it works to a degree. Now, are there certain ones that don't work as far as eugenics goes? Are there certain ones that don't live up to their name? Yeah, that happens too. But on average, I would think that, yeah, it probably does work, right, to a degree. And look at IQ. IQ is inherited too. So, if you have somebody who's a PhD and they have a kid. I saw one. There was a Dateline episode where this guy, he was a doctor at a fertility clinic. And the women would come in and, he would do the IVF and stuff. Anyway, this guy was slanted. And I forget his name. I'll have to look it up online. And he was taking his own, you-know-what, and putting it in the thing. And then they all had, like, grown-up kids, and he was older. And it was like a Dateline special. And he was a PhD. And then one of their kids ended up being, like, one of the ones was in the interview was, like, I think master's or, like, something like that. And he was trying to convince you that was his dad. Like, his dad was the doctor who had, like, evilly inserted his deal into them, and then they had those kids, right? And then when the kids were grown, they're all like in university, they're all like high-level people and shit. So you got to admit that there's some truth to it. There's no doubt about that. So yeah, they do it all the time, WebSoak. That's right, they do it all the time. They ban it for us, but they do it all the time. So that's fun stuff, but it's crazy stuff. What else? What else did you guys say here? I'm just trying to respond to your guys' comments, man. It's fine. What's up, 404 Racer? How you doing, man? So has anyone seen Fear the Walking Dead tonight? So Army of the Dead's awesome. Sounds like some of you guys got a chance to see it. If you haven't seen Army of the Dead, watch it. It's really fun. Zack Snyder, it's like he made it for us. You know what I mean? He made it for zombie fans. You've got Zombie Tiger. You've got Easy Peasy Lemon Squeezy, Easter Egg. You've got John in it, Garrett Dillahunt in it, awesome, and it's just got lots of Easter eggs. Cranberry, Zombie, the song at the end, Bad Moon Rising in the movie, all kinds of good stuff. And I'm probably not even mentioning a lot of the Easter eggs in Army of the Dead. It's really fun. So yeah, I haven't actually seen Train to Busan. A lot of people keep mentioning that to me. I haven't actually seen it. Fear is pretty good today. If you guys got to see it, what did you think? Teddy was good in it with Alicia and locking in and that whole stuff with Teddy and the nuke, right? So that's gonna be a fun finale. But there's a 2-week break for Fear, just so you guys know. I saw online that next weekend there's not a new episode. The last couple episodes, are they last 2? Is that what's left? Is 2 episodes? Those are going to be the week after. So we're not going to see those this weekend. It's going to be the weekend after. David says zombies are supposed to be slow and brain dead. Well, I guess you could say in this one, David, that the zombies are not natural. They're created, right? So if they're engineered, then does it make sense that you could have super zombies in there? I think so. Steroided up super zombies. Why not, right? So, Guts, the crypto bloodbath is just cryptocurrency's down by like, on average, I have to look at the numbers, but it's down by almost half of where it was at a couple weeks ago. So a couple weeks ago, it was like crazy high and everything, and it's just crashed to all hell, right? I already went into why that is pretty much. So, yeah, so the, let's see here. Read notifications. Okay. Yeah, I don't know the internet connection speed here. I have to see, man. It's dropping some frames for me. Okay, well, as long as we keep running, as long as we're up and running, then we're okay. But Army of the Dead, really good. So the Fear the Walking Dead stuff about Madison. So maybe I'll have to redo this in a separate video. We'll do it and post it in a different video. But, I'm basically ready to say at this point after tonight's episode of Fear that Madison has got to be dead, right? Like she has to be dead now. Because in this episode, here's why I think that, is that they actually had a chance. If they wanted to bring her back, this would have been the perfect time to do so. The episode's called Mother, and you're going to close to the stadium, and you run into people who were with that stadium group, and they also are kind of confirming that Madison sacrificed herself in order to save the others. So I'm comfortable with saying at this point that Madison has to be dead. Now, I know it's TV series logic, so really they could pretty much do anything. But you run into another group that reaffirms that they haven't seen Madison either, and they also view it as her being dead. So I don't understand why people won't let it go. But I got a lot of comments from people saying that they still think that Madison could be alive. And I'm just like, I don't get it, man. I don't see how you could think that she could still be alive at this point. But yeah. So yeah, she's gone. We just got to let it go. You know, the thing is like, I know people want to see it. And they trolled us with the episode title name as Mother. And I know people want to see her be alive and they want that. But this was a perfect time. If they were going to do it, this would have been it. Like, it would have been this episode tonight. You know, if you were going to do it, this was the time. Otherwise, you're never going to do it. So you can assume, I think, that she's dead. Now, people don't want to hear that, so they're going to want to continue hope. But in my mind, I'm saying now we can say for sure she's dead. Because they were there for however long it's been since the stadium. For however many days, maybe years, whatever, I have to look at the timeline. It's been since the stadium, Nick's death, everything else has happened. It's been all that time. Cole and the others believe Madison killed herself too. It just would make no sense if she was still alive somehow. And also, I would have preferred it in this episode if they would have had Alicia go back to the stadium. If they didn't bring her to the stadium, that's okay. But I would have liked it if she could have run into a Madison walker. I think that would have been cool if they could have done it. Now, you know, what they did do instead with Cole and the others was okay. But I would have preferred to see a Madison walker in that episode. I think it would have been more emotional. If you're not going to bring her back ever and you're saying that, yeah, she's dead, then do the walker deal. Have her run into a Walker Madison who's mostly eaten or whatever, charred up, whatever, and finds her a necklace, a ring, something, and realizes it's her, maybe the hair or something, and can tell from that and has to put her down. That would have been a better episode for me than what they actually did tonight. So, yeah, so that's basically what I got for that. Let me know what you guys think about that. So, all right, I did get a super chat last week that I missed, and it came through right as I was closing off. So I want to apologize to Tom Ferreira, who sent through the super chat, and he asked, do you think that Sebastian will be the final antagonist of the Walking Dead television series? And so I wanted to say for him, I think he'll be one of the final antagonists, but I think that there's going to be most likely a big bad battle at the end. So you're going to have some kind of a big bad at the end in the original Walking Dead. Maybe it's to do with the Reapers. Maybe they have a leader that's super badass or something, and we see Daryl and the others defeat them at the very end. I think we'll see some big bad villain finished by the end of the series. Sebastian will probably be a minor villain in the last few episodes, but I don't think he'll be the final series villain. I think there'll be a big bad that they bring in to have, you know, them kind of fight back against. And sorry again, Tom, for missing your super chat from last week, but thank you for your support. And we got to it now, so better late than never. So let's see. Yeah, Freddie, I thought that Teddy was also taking her to Madison's grave, and they didn't do it. So that's what I thought they were going to do. I wonder if they asked Kim Dickens if she wanted to come back as a zombie, and she said no. Maybe she denied them. Maybe they did want to do it, and she said no. I don't know if that's true or not, if there's any truth to that. But it would have been better if they did that, and they didn't, so it's okay. Crucifix said, did you see that Gil Bates is getting fat? I didn't see that, Crucifix, no. Is he gaining some weight? Well, you know, I mean, I think he's graying too, right? I mean, that's just that's an insane amount of pressure for anybody to be under, what he's had to go through. And, I'm sure they'll be very thankful of what he did. And he'll be in your history books. He'll be in in 100 years, he'll be in your mandatory history books to have to learn about, right? As a superhero. That's how it works. So that's what's going to happen with him. Okay, let's see. Morales' brains got blown out, so Sensen, yeah. At least he came back for us to see it. It would have been cool if they could have done something with Madison. Okay, Robert said, Trev, do the Fear the Walking Dead ratings, since they're so low, matter? Do you think it'll matter? People watch it? Well, I did hear that Walking Dead just got picked up by Disney Plus. So Disney Plus is going to show, in some form, is going to show Walking Dead. So if that's, I think AMC is probably doing fine. I think they can continue Fear if they want to, because they can AMC Plus to sell. They can take Fear and they can sell it to Amazon Video and Crave and other video. They can shop it around and they can sell it to them. So I think that right there might be enough for them to continue with it, because those networks are in competition with getting good content. Just like Invincible got seasons 2 and 3 on Amazon, they're going to want to get good shows for people to go to their option versus, Amazon's got buku money, but, Netflix does too. Amazon, Netflix, Crave, other services, Disney Plus. These got big money, so they can sell them to them and they can make money that way too. So maybe Fear will continue for a few more years. Let's see. Thoughts on Berserk, Arthur passing away? What's that? The anime playa? Let me see who that is. Let's see. Berserk, Arthur. Did you mean the author? Is that what you were saying? Were you trying to say author? Why did Kentaro? Did he die? No, he didn't. Did he? No way, really? Oh no, if that's true, that would be awful. Oh, he did. May 6th. Oh, that's terrible. So Kentaro Miura, who wrote Berserk and authored it too, has died at 54. That was a few weeks ago, though. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know, because I wasn't aware that the author of Berserk has passed away. Well, that's awful, because Berserk is an amazing. What's also bad about that too. I don't think he ended Berserk, did he? So he had Berserk ongoing, and it sounds like Guts will survive. He's the lead for Berserk, but the author then of Berserk will not. So that's unfortunate. But thank you for letting me know, the anime playa. I didn't know that Kentaro passed away. I didn't know that. That's awful, man. So Truth Isn't Popular said that. Berserk's amazing, man. You want to watch an awesome series. Berserk is incredible. So that's really unfortunate that he's gone. He won't be able to give an ending. Also, that means that Berserk won't have an ending. Berserk is ongoing, and if he's gone, unless someone else comes in and does it for him, then that's it. So, oh wow, he didn't finish it, he didn't end it. So that means Berserk will always be open-ended. Well, maybe that's not so bad either, because then Guts lives, even though he's gone. So I guess for Kentaro with Berserk, he did the never-ending story for real. His story never ended, and it's for real. It never will end, because he's gone, officially, in terms of canon, unless he had written in some journals or something what the ending of Berserk is before he died. So that's awful, man. Yeah, it'd be like if Walking Dead was still going and didn't end, and something happened to Kirkman. If that happened, if something happened to Kirkman and the Walking Dead was not finished, then there would never be an end. So I guess that's one positive thing about them having ended Walking Dead. Not that I want anything bad to happen to Kirkman, I do not. But that's one good thing about Walking Dead, is that he did end it. So just in case something happens, Walking Dead is still going. He'll be fine. Nothing will happen. But that is really sad. Someone's going to take over. Yeah, but I don't know if they would, because I think Kentaro wanted to do everything. Is that how you say his name, right? Is it Kentaro? Yeah, Kentaro. I think Kentaro wanted to do everything himself with Berserk. So he wouldn't end it. He wouldn't give it to anybody else. It was his. So, well, his work is still there. You can go read Berserk manga. you can watch Berserk the anime, and may he rest in peace then, because Berserk was amazing and is amazing, I guess. Yeah. Okay, well that's what he wanted, so I guess that's what it is. So yeah, it's good. I'm actually kind of glad he didn't end it. Maybe Walking Dead would be better if it never ended too, right? I don't know. Left open-ended. Yeah. Truth Isn't Popular said, Kim Dickens might be a good actress, but in Fear the Walking Dead, she was awful. No, she wasn't. Truth, you think that she wasn't good as Madison? I thought Madison was awesome, man. Come on, what are you talking about? Madison was great. She did the hammer time on Troy and everything. She was awesome. I don't know what you're talking about. Bob wants to talk fear. Yeah, we can do that. Steven said, Trev, do you think the CRM will play a part in the season finale? Is it possible that they stop the missile the last minute? Well, I think that the missile likely won't get shot off. If it does, then everyone's going to die. So I don't think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to happen. So I think it will be stopped by Morgan and the others. Morgan's got to clear. He's got to stop him. He's got to stop Teddy, man. He's going to stop him. So, yeah. Yeah, Truth Isn't Popular. Berserk Golden Age arc is incredible. Absolutely. So I agree. Yeah, Marilyn says Madison was awesome. Madison was bomb. So yeah, I agree. That's for sure, man. She was really great. So I'm just kind of sad they didn't bring her back for this episode. That's unfortunate because Madison is really awesome. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Kevin said, I have called Fear this season back from the dead because it had such a great turnaround. Well, I think the whole season was awesome. From the very first episode, season 6 of Fear, all the way through, I think. So I don't know what you didn't like. Rosita E said Sherry and Maggie will team up and take out Negan. So she thinks that Sherry and Maggie would get together to stop Negan. Yeah, I don't know. So it sounds like Sherry's got to let it go. She's going to stay with Dwight. She's going to enjoy her time with her husband, and I think that's good. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, what else did you guys say? Yeah, Nick was... You didn't like Nick, Josh. I like Nick. I thought Nick was fantastic. You didn't like Nick at all, really, huh? I thought Nick was great, man. I miss seeing Nick in the show. I wonder if Frank Delane found out they were going to kill Madison off and told them to kill him off too. Like as if he was like, mad about it because Kim Dickens was leaving and he's like, oh, screw this and kill me off too. I don't want to be in this either, Something like that. That actually would make sense to me. Like if he found out that she was being killed off and he was like, what? And then he got mad and then they killed him off too. Yeah. Holly Norman asked me about, something. Well, I'd rather not respond to you mostly, Holly. I'm not going to answer that too much, sorry. But Britney Spears and Taylor Swift, I don't know. I've never really researched them too much. I just know like a little bit behind. I don't know about Taylor Swift at all. But I know for like if you do some background checking for Britney that she was in the system from the time she was basically, either born or very, very young she was brought in. But you can go with the male version of that too. You got guys like, wasn't Ryan Gosling in Mickey Mouse Club and some of the others? Who else was like one of the really, really young ones? Yeah, Ryan Gosling was, I believe. And just some of them get started really, really young in the system. And they always end up doing very well later on in life, right? Like that's kind of what it is. If you're in, you're in. Now, what you have to do to get in is a different question. We won't get into that. But yeah, what's up, Jeff? How you doing, man? You were fighting crime. That's good. Happy to hear it. Keeping people safe, right? That's good. So yeah, awesome. Fear's best season, better than season 3, says Kevin. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking about that one, Kev. Like, if season 6 is better than season 3, I don't know. I like season 3 a lot. Maybe it's better than season 6. Oh, yeah, Louis brought up Justin Timberlake. That's who I was thinking about. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe season 3 is still my favorite season of Fear. The thing about season 3 is that you have the old... It's like the finale for the original Fear. That's the thing. Like, when the dam blows up, that's like the explosion of the old series, and then the build back better with Morgan in season 4. right? He's going to build back better. Here, season 4, Morgan comes in, and they build back better, is what they do. So, I don't know. I like season 3's finale of Fear, the dam explosion, everything. It's really great. It's just a memorable season and everything. So, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. Yeah, my internet is crap today, so it doesn't surprise me if the audio is chugging a bit. Sorry about that. Oh, Kelly brought up Drake. Yeah, I don't know much about Drake. I thought he was from, isn't he Canadian? I think he's from Canada, isn't he? Was he on, what's that show called? There's a show, what's it called? Degrassi, is that what it's called? Something like that. Degrassi High, I think. And he was he on that too? I don't know. I can't keep track of everybody. So it's difficult, but yeah. Not that many people around as they're used to be on your live stream videos, Trevor. Well, I'm using different software, Anime Playa, and so it shows a little bit differently. But also keep in mind, Walking Dead's not on right now, so it's Fear right now. So it's like half the amount of people with Fear. You get about half with Fear as regular Walking Dead. About half the people watch it who watch the regular Walking Dead. So yeah, Anime Playa. I'd like to see an animated Walking Dead series. It could be fun. So maybe they'll do that in anthology. They'll do some different creative stuff, which will be really cool. And I'm also looking forward to Invincible Season 2 and 3 on Amazon as well. That's going to be awesome, too. Yeah, so it should be good. And I heard that they're bringing back Batman, the animated series, in some form. So that's going to be awesome if we get to see that. I love, Bruce Tim, I love Batman animated series. It's fantastic, yeah. So, yeah, so Bob 1 Barker 2 said, if the nuke goes off, then major characters will die. Teddy told his work since she is the beginning and he is the end. When she said, I won't do what I want you to do, and he said something like, that's what he wants. So he knows that she's the right archetype for who will build a better world, or who will be better in a better world, in a new world, in the next world. So that's why he decides to do that, because he knows he's evil, he knows what he is, and yeah, so that's what it is. Guts the Black Swordsman says, Trev, it's called Batman Cape Crusader. It's coming out next year. Yeah, it looks great. I also like Long Halloween too, and there's animated 1 and 2 for that, right? So really awesome. Yeah, Chris, Mark Hamill does the best Joker, man. He does the best Joker ever, I think. I'm surprised he didn't play the Joker in one of the movies. He should have played the Joker. They should have had him play the Joker. Even if he looks a bit different, you can give him makeup. Maybe he'll be similar to the 89 Joker. But the Joker laugh, I mean, he's got a better Joker laugh than Jack Nicholson. He's got the Joker laugh that's in my head when I read the comics. So, yeah, they should have used him as Joker in one of the movies. It's unfortunate they never did. He would have been awesome. I don't care what they have to do. Just do it. It'll work one way or another. Okay, let's see what we got here. What if Sophia and Carl got together in the M series, so in the animated series? Yeah, it'd be cool if they did an animated series similar to the comic, like exactly like the comic or something. Or maybe Shane kills Rick and you do an animated series like that. That would be cool. We got Flat Stuff Earth here. That's cool. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? We're not talking about geocentrism tonight much. Mostly Walking Dead stuff. And not too much going on in real life either. The usual stuff. I did like that there's some people questioning, kind of putting some heat on Fauci, though, which is pretty good. I'm kind of surprised we're actually seeing that. Really am. But it's good that it's happening. At least a little bit. I don't think anything will come of it. Like, I don't think he'll get in trouble or anything, really. He's protected, so I think he'll be fine either way. But it's fun stuff, at least to see a little bit of pressure being put on him because of what's happened in the world. So Chris said, Trav, he's a great, better Joker than Luke Skywalker. Well, he's awesome as Luke Skywalker too. I mean, Luke Skywalker is he's like the Star Wars character for me. I mean, you've got Darth Vader, you've got all that, but he to me is like the Star Wars lead. He's like the Batman of Star Wars to me. Anyway, growing up watching the original trilogy. So I am surprised that they haven't, well, they've used him a little bit now, but for the longest time, they didn't use him almost at all. And he's great, man. Really good. Let's see. Word of the day. So there's another actor who does a great Joker without trying. Him? You mean Mark Hamill, or do you mean one of the other Jokers? like Phoenix, Joaquin Phoenix. Let's see. Will we ever get a Clementine Walking Dead series? Well, Steve, they're going to do a comic for Clementine, which should be good. So we're going to get to see that. A comic book for Clementine. It's going to be cool. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think they'll use her in one of the Walking Dead series eventually. If it's anthology, fine. If it's sometime before Walking Dead ends, fine. If it's in Fear, fine. Or the Carol Darrow spinoff, fine. I think they'll use her at some point. Clementine will be in it at some point. It's just that it's too easy to not, it's too easy to do, and you can't not do it. Josh asked my thoughts on Israel and Palestine conflict. We got to be really careful for that one, Josh, because that one is, maybe we shouldn't talk about it too much, because they're going to go after anybody who's supporting the latter of the two you mentioned. Anybody supports the other side, and they're going to get attacked like crazy. So I just won't comment on it too much. It's very sad. It's a disaster, I think. It's brutal, and I hope peace to all of them as soon as possible. And they really don't have any chance, in my opinion, against the Israeli army. They have no chance whatsoever. They're just going to get annihilated. It's really all there is to it. Too much money, too much backing. They're going to get absolutely annihilated. So I know people, they talk about it like it's actually like a two-sided conflict, but it's like it's not going to be. If it continues, it's not going to be two-sided. It's going to be an annihilation, and everybody knows it. So that's where you just want to say, everybody stop, just stop. But will they do it? They won't stop, because you have the premier land in the world. Those spots right there where they're fighting over and among, for belief reasons, for religious reasons, the Holy Land, those locations are the most valuable in the world, I would say, to those people anyway, willing to throw themselves in harm's way, willing to hurt each other, willing to do it. So it's very sad, but I just want to see peace for everybody there. But likely, it's not likely long term. It's just going to be sporadic here and there as time goes on. So it's very sad, and it's not a legitimate versus. It's not like Superman versus Hulk. It's like Superman versus give me a minute here. It's like Superman versus Spider-Boy, maybe. Or Superman versus, I'm trying to think who's, the weakest villain. Oh, in Batman Animated Series, there's this villain who, shoots... what's his name? He shoots, I think, ketchup and mustard at people. And he's got, a suit on. I forget his name. He's in one of the episodes. And Batman stops him. And Relish. What does he say his name is? Damn it. I'm going way back now. But he runs around and he shoots people with... It'd be like Superman versus that guy. Something King, what is his name? What is it called? It starts with a C when you have Condiment. Oh, that's his name. It's the Condiment King. So the Condiment King, he's like this stupid Batman villain, and he runs around, he shoots people with mustard and ketchup, and then he uses relish, and he squirts it into people. He's like the most ridiculous, terrible villain ever. It's a joke, right? I think it's Paul Dini. It's one of Paul Dini's episodes, I believe. I'm going way back here off the top of my head. It's like Superman versus the Condiment King. They have no chance. To pretend otherwise is lying. They obviously have no chance. So it's just sad, man. And yeah. Okay, James, I'm lagging. All right. Well, I'll try not to move too much and just speak. That way it doesn't lag so much on me here. But yeah, they have absolutely no chance as far as I'm concerned. So that's just what it is. Anyway. I don't have any apps truth. Nothing else is open. So just a stream. Unfortunately, it's just what it is. I can't do anything about it. All right, let's try to continue and see if it works. Yeah, Superman versus Robin, Kelly. That'd be a good. I like your. That's a good example there. Superman versus Robin. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. So Condiment King. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Jeff. You're throwing rocks against the best in the world, like United States funded best the best. It's just there's no it's just nonsense. They've got no chance. It's like you gotta do, it's not David versus Goliath. It's like David versus 100 Goliaths that are all smarter, faster, stronger than David. Like it's not, there's no chance, it's just, but it's crazy stuff. What can you do, right? So you just hope it ends as soon as possible and people don't get hurt. That's all. Anyway, yeah, yeah, Josh, yeah, right. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, Philip Max said, hey, Trav, have you seen any of Stephen Greer's movies, E.T., UFO, How the World is Being Run, Suppression of Free Clean Energy Systems, Zero Point Energy? Well, Philip, yes, I've seen a lot of Stephen Greer's stuff, and I've seen a lot about, Truth, you're right. Truth Isn't Popular is right. We shouldn't really talk about it. Let's talk about aliens, because we're allowed to talk about that. I've seen a lot of Stephen Greer's work. And I like Stephen Greer. I think he's funny and everything. He's cool. I like his stuff that he does, like his fun, UFO stuff and everything. It's fun stuff. But do I think there's any basis to any of it? No. But energy, other types of energy and other types of systems and craft and things like that we have, I think that's probably true. We probably do have lots of different types of craft and other types of methods of transportation that won't be allowed to be used because of the monopoly on, like, you look at Standard Oil and Enron and these mega corporations. I mean, these are some of the biggest, did I say Enron? Did I mean ExxonMobil? I don't know. Some of these huge conglomerate, like giant corporations that own like hundreds of smaller companies under them. They have so much money. It's like they're not going to allow people not to need them. So there's kind of the Tesla thing. Like people say, like Tesla had other things that could be used, but they wouldn't allow people to get the stuff. So to get the info or to get the tech, and it's like, they would have that tech. But they would people, because just think about, the families that are involved in big oil. The Rockefellers, for one, are they Standard Oil, right? So, you're going up against them, and they're predatory. Those families are predatory. They're not like, oh yeah, come on in, do whatever you want, sell whatever you want. Oh, you got new tech? Cool. Go ahead and start a company. That's not how that works. You know what I mean? Like, if you come up with something that works that could challenge them, it's not going to go well. I wouldn't think. So that's just what it is. But I'm sure we have lots of stuff that isn't given out to the regular people. So okay. Let's see. Are we still on? Are we still? Everybody hear me? Okay. I agree, Kelly. That's right. I pretty much agree with what you said there. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, let's see. What if Sophia was still alive instead of... Well, anime player, she's not. She's been dead forever. I mean, they're not going to do that. There's no way. Truth Isn't Popular said the technocratic elites probably have technology 10 to 40 years ahead of us, including flying saucers or stealth aircraft. Yes, I believe they do. I'm sure they do. And they keep it to themselves, just like almost everything else that's worth knowing. They keep to themselves, So, I would, that doesn't sound like it's out of the realm of possibility to me. But are they actually aliens or anything like that? At best case, they're probably demons or interdimensional. I don't believe in aliens from other planets. I don't think that's right. I think I'm convinced that that's not real, and I'm convinced that that's not possible. Also, neither one. Not real and not possible either. Don't think so. Well, they have UFOs, WebSoak. The government does have UFOs, but they have different weapons and different systems and different, things that they don't want people to know about. But that's art of war. You don't want people to know, what different kinds of weapons you have. Suppose you have a weapon that could start a hurricane or something. Or suppose you have a weapon that could... I don't know, do an EMP or something. You don't really want people to know exactly what you have, so that when it comes down to crunch time, Sunday morning, a lot of times you attack on Sunday mornings. You attack on Sunday morning because then people are hungover and drunk and they're not expecting it. It's perfect time to attack. Or maybe on Christmas or whatever, right? People are like chilling out. It's like particular, you know the enemy's chilling, so that's when you get everything ready and you go fast when you go, right? But yeah, they're going to have different stuff that you wouldn't want falling into enemies' hands, and you wouldn't want other people to have. Of course you would. So that's what it is. Yeah, Kelly, occult science is our science, actually. A lot of our science is based on the occult. Because when they don't know something, they just make it up. And they do it using occult numerology and things that are important to them. So you can go with like gematria, you can go with the speed the Earth, the easy one is the speed the Earth revolves around the sun is 66,600 miles an hour, or that's 666, right? So why do you do 666 for the revolving speed? Well, it's most likely because, well, we won't get too into it. I don't even agree that we're even rotating, but or revolving around the sun, or rotating. I don't agree with either one. But the reason why you would put it in there is because it is occult, and it's basically make-believe. It's pretty much, you don't know, so you just put a number in. What number do you put in? You put in a number that has meaning to you in numerology, and you put it in the books, and everybody reads it, and you say that's the truth, and people go with it. And they think it's actually correct. And if you think about it, like if you look at astrophysics, for example, and these crazy physics disciplines, these are bullshit. These are math disciplines. That's all they are. You're just doing mathematical equations and make-believe, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah, or if you go, the curvature at 10 miles is 66.6 feet. So you could say, like, if you look at it from like an occult angle, you could say 10, which represents the number of completion or complete, 66.6 feet, a drop in curvature. So you say 10 miles, the number of completion is 666, right? You can go like that. So I'm certain they just put in a lot of this stuff because of numerology. Or there's the one about, aren't there some important locations in the States? Like you got the Pentagon, which is releasing the UFO videos and all this other stuff and saying they're real, right? So you got the Pentagram releasing this stuff. And what's on the 33rd parallel? You have the locations of some of the important sites in Washington are set up in terms of numerology to be of important numerical value to the Masons who built them, or to the people who created them. That's not an accident. They did that on purpose, and that's what you would say in terms of numerology would be the occult. So yeah, they do that, and they have their reasons for doing it. It could be like an encoding thing, so they can kind of suss each other of what's right and what's not. If you can learn to read their techniques with numerology, you can kind of figure out what part did they put in as false, which part is actually correct, actually true, and you can kind of backtrack it based on the numbers. Same with like gematria and stuff like that. And there's that tunnel. They did that. Where's that tunnel located where they did that satanic ceremony where they're all like marching into hell and stuff? What's that one called? Somebody type in. I got to look it up on Google. Somebody type in the name for that one. Well, WebSoak, let's see. What'd you say? Well, thank you for subscribing. It's up to you if you want to subscribe or not. I don't I don't care if you do or not. What did you say here about We Are Change? I like We Are Change. Didn't he confront Jake? We Are Change has got a video. He confronted Jake, man. That guy's got balls, dude. I wouldn't do that. You got to be effing crazy to do that. He went up to Jacob Redshield and he said, like, we're not going to have it anymore. I was like, and then Jake gives him this death stare, like, am I going to eat this fucking kid, or what am I going to do with this kid? He probably didn't know what to do with himself. He's probably like, what the fuck is this kid doing? Like he... What a crazy bastard. The video's on Google of him going up to him, and he's like, he posts it and everything. I was like, this guy's fucking crazy. Go up to Jacob Redshield and tell him we're not going to have it. We're not going to take it. It's like the song, we're not going to take it. It's like this guy's lost it, man. Because he should know what he's doing at that moment. He didn't care. He's just like, he tapes it, he goes up. Oh, that's crazy. I got mad respect for the We Are Change guy. That guy's got crazy balls for doing that, man. What a nutty guy, man. That's a crazy dude to do that, man. Oh my God. CERN, James Rawls said CERN. Necronomicon said, Kelly, book on black magic, government uses this. Yeah, they do. If you look at Aquino, he's a good one to look at. You can look up Michael Aquino with his crazy eyebrows. And he's got all kinds of stuff. Like, he was U.S. military, and he was a Satanist. So he was doing a cult. He was doing all this stuff. And then he went into, he was in U.S. military to do a lot of the different stuff he was doing. Look up his backstory if you want to know. Church of Set and all this stuff. It's cool, man. Well, maybe it's not cool, but it's like, it's cool to know that is included in your intelligence services and in your rule, that you have both people. You have some good people, you have the white and the checkerboard floor, and then you have the black too. You have some bad people. And each person can have their job, right? The good people can do good stuff, and the bad people, well, we got a job for them too in case things get really bad. Then we really need them. Yeah, Bob Barker says that even Justin Bieber has the owl tat. Most celebrities do. I don't know Justin Bieber's backstory. He's got to be somebody's bastard or kid or something. Because he gets a lot of, and he's got the Weekend deal going too, right? Where he does that thing. Whatever the hell that is. Whatever he's doing with that, I don't even know. So that's some crazy shit right there with him. But I never looked up his backstory because I don't like the music. So that's the thing. Like, I would never want to do that. Like, I never want to spend my time researching Justin Bieber. It's not going to happen, okay? I don't give a shit. It's not going to happen. Truth Isn't Popular said 33 and 666 are their fave numbers. They usually have their own numbers in plain sight or cryptically shown. Yeah, that's true. They do use numbers that are numerically important to them. And you can even do gematria, you can do reduction, and you can reduce them down, and they do actually do that. I agree on that. I agree with that. Yeah, it's hanging on a string, right? It's hanging on a string, Freddie, in outer space, whatever that is. Whatever outer space is outside of regular space. Outer space in the system. There's outer space in a closed system. Whatever that is. So I don't know. Okay, let's see. What did Bob Barker say about controlled opposition? I was trying to look here. You're right, Trav. Numerology is a big one with them. Yep, that's true. Yeah, I actually agree with you, Jeff, that aliens are demons and fallen angels. And they do, right? That's why sometimes when they do rituals and such, sometimes grays will show up. I think that's correct. I think they're demonic of some nature, if at all, or otherwise they're just a figment of somebody's imagination that made them up and then passed them on as a form or something. So, Lewis said a good one before. We were talking about the last topic. He said, cue Vince McMahon music. Yeah, no chance, because that's what you got. No chance in hell. You got no chance. Yeah, no, that's right, man. That's what the media should be saying. Like, it's like, get them out of there or something. Move them or something. I don't know. I don't know what you can do, but they're so set in their beliefs. What are you going to do, right? It's like it's going to happen one way or another. But, man, I don't want to see people get hurt. That's the thing, man. I don't like people getting hurt. So it's like, give them some money, move their stuff or something. Like, take their houses or something. You can move houses, and move them or something. Get them somewhere, like, move them away or get them out of there. Let them leave, If they want land, I don't know, fill up some dump trucks with the soil or the land and move it or something. But even that's probably not going to be good enough, right? It's like you got to be able to find some solution to minimize harm. That's my deal. That's what I want to see. Some solution that minimizes human suffering. That's what I would want. But it just doesn't seem like that's going to be the case, man. And over time, like that's what's happening right now. But over time, it's just going to continue on further and further and further. It's just what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. So, oh well. Bob 1 Barker 2 said, exactly, you can decipher it because they leave truth in plain sight. Yeah, well, if a lot of the higher ups, like, you can read their, a lot of them will release books and such. Like, I think David Rockefeller, he's got his memoirs you can buy, right? And it doesn't cost that much. Or Carol, you can read Carol Quigley, Tragedy and Hope. You can read his memoirs. They just publish it. Klaus Schwab's got the Great Reset book, which he just publishes. They just tell you what they're going to do in their stuff. They just release it. But they know that no one's going to buy it, so so they can just say whatever they want. No theories are required. All you have to do is buy their stuff that they release, where they braggadoce, they boast about what they're going to do, and then they do it. And so that's basically what it is. So All you got to do is buy their stuff. There's no theories necessary. You just have to know who to read and who to buy, what books to buy. That's it. If you do that, it'll all fit in together for you. You'll get it all pretty quickly. You'll realize no theories are required here. None of this is theory. It's factual. It's all there is to it. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys say here? And about Elvis, I don't know. I don't know anything about Elvis, man. I really don't. I've never researched him. I think there's the what is the rumor? Elvis is still alive or something. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Would it surprise me even if he actually was? It wouldn't surprise me that much. But I don't care because again, I'm not a fan of Elvis. I don't really like his. I don't really like his music or stuff. It's okay, but I wouldn't listen to it on my own time or anything. Yeah, Kelly said that NASA's filming Mars footage in Norway. that doesn't surprise me if they actually were. They got to film it somewhere, right? It's got to be filmed somewhere. Okay, let's see. I got a bill from a bar the other night, and total was 666. Freaked me out, Trev. Chris, I know, right? After you learn this, after you learn that that's actually done in some cases, when you see the number, it just freaks you out, right? Like if I get a case number or something and the number is 666 and I'm like, evil person, be careful, it's like, oh my God. Yeah, it's fun stuff. Okay, Lovecraft was a strange man, says Kelly. I agree with that. That's true. Some of his different works, right? Dakota's a psycho, says Freddie. Yeah, that's true. She is a little psycho. That's probably what it's like, man. For some people, that's just the way they're brought up, and that's just how they behave, and that's just what it is. Truth Isn't Popular said, the elites are obsessed about population control. Have you noticed most of the villains in films are all about population control? Thanos, Castlevania, Attack on Titan. Well, Thanos as Disney, for sure. Yeah, Thanos is the death drive. So Freud's Thanatos is the death drive. So Thanos is just, well, that's all. Also, is that Greek? I think that's a Greek. Is that Greek god? I don't know, some variation of the name or something. Yeah, I'm not really one web. I don't really subscribe to a particular religion or anything. Not really. I try to be a good person or anything. Not really. I try to be a good person. Let's put it that way. I try to be the best person I can be, and I don't really subscribe to any particular belief set myself. Most of my values are mostly Christian-based. Values, but I wouldn't say that I necessarily practice anything. Oh, I think we're back. Are we back? Did it work? I don't know. My stream might drop here. Let's see if it works. Yeah, the movie name. I'm trying to find the name of this, or the Amazon Prime Video series. Amazon Prime. It's with the character Jessica Rabbit, right? What's it called again? Damn it, I did a review for it. I should remember this. Let's see here. Oh, well. Amazon Prime series. I'm going to scroll through. Well, there's The Boys, which is really good. And there's, Invincible is awesome. What's the other one called? Yeah, they have Fear 2. And, damn it. I can't think of the name. Somebody type it in. Name I'm thinking of. Yeah, we were talking. Is the stream back? Can you guys see now? Let me know if you can, if it's reconnected. Let me know if you can hear or anything or see. Let's see if anybody responds here. I think it's back. I think it's reconnected. Let's see. Maybe the chat. Oh, I think the chat is back. Bob says, I kind of feel creeped out by Fear the Walking Dead with the whole nuke thing. Okay, we're back, guys. That's good. I think it went down for a second there. I was looking up the name. I know. That's weird, Bob. Well, my connection's not that good either, though, so it could just be my connection or whatever right now. So that's totally understandable. But I'm glad we're back. So yeah, maybe somebody said a keyword. My internet connection's been okay, but I don't know. It's hard to tell sometimes. Maybe it was truth isn't popular's question. Yeah. Who was the first person, Jeff asked, who was the first person who introduced me to the Illuminati world or to Tamanuli world? Okay, well, the first time I heard about this stuff, I have to think back to when I was younger. And I remember thinking that it wasn't, being told that it wasn't true, or being told that it wasn't correct, or that it was just silliness, and that there wasn't actually a there. But there is. Let's see. Probably in high school. I mean, I just remember, like, for me, the biggest memory would have been September 11th or 1/1/2001. Like, that would have been for me probably the first time I even really thought about this stuff, because I was in high school, and I would have been, how old would I have been? 15. Right. So I would have been 15 at that time. So I'd heard about stuff like that before, but I remember when I saw that on 9/11, I remember seeing that and just thinking, like, wow, man, that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You know, like, they got hit, and then they exploded, right? And anyway, we won't go to that too much, but I just think that's probably the first time I actually thought about it, and kind of, maybe that's the event that woke me up, because my engineering side was like, how could that happen? Those are built to withstand that. They should be able to withstand it. And I think T came out right afterwards, and he said, like, yeah, I know the guy who built those, and they can withstand that easily. And then he stopped talking like a week after. It's like, oh, don't talk about that again. It's like, oh, shit. Yeah, so that's probably the time. We won't go into it too much because I don't want to get in trouble or anything. But, yeah, that's the time, man. That's, yeah, that for me was when I first got interested in this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Okay, let's see what comments we got here. So, Marilyn said, are you going to see A Quiet Place 2? It's coming out in theaters on May 28th. Well, we're closed down, Marilyn, until the 2nd of June, and then they're going to have a reopening plan, and then maybe, if things are not too bad, it's probably going to be shut down again, right? But maybe they'll reopen after that. But our theaters are still not open. I'm talking like basic stores, you know, clothing stores, stuff like that. Because right now, that's all closed. Only grocery stores and pharmacy right now. That's it. Nothing else is open. Just bare essentials. That's all. So, yeah, Jeff says he remembered a friend telling him about a Tamanuli in 1998, and they were talking about barcodes, etc. Before that, I only knew about Bigfoot aliens in Area 51. Yeah, I think everybody goes through the Bigfoot alien thing when you're a teenager, right? Like, you read books on... I remember in high school we had a little library, like a little small library, and they had, like... I remember watching, like, Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, and they had a small library, and there would be like small books on vampires, Bigfoot, aliens, and I remember being so into it, like just loving all that stuff and thinking, oh, it was so cool. And I remember really thinking like aliens were real. Like, I remember when I was really into it, like Tom DeLonge level into it. Like, I thought aliens were legit. I was like, oh man, you know, to the stars and shit. Like, OTO, to the stars. You know, it's like, I really did think that. Like, I really did. And now I look back and I'm like, oh, shit. That's, oh, well. It's fun to think about anyway. But, yeah. So, oh, well. It's whatever. So, but yeah, they're doing a lot of the alien stuff now from the Pentagram. The Pentagram, they're releasing a lot of alien footage. I've seen even Tucker's covering some of it. Some of the others are covering some of it, too. So, yeah, it's cool stuff. Oh, did the stream split or something? That's really odd. My live counter just switched again. Very strange. Anyway, so let me see if the first stream is still up here for you guys. I think it is. I don't think it got shut off. Okay, yeah, it's still there, so I think we're okay to continue for a little. We'll just go a little bit longer, guys, and then we'll wrap up. Oh, yeah, James, Black Summer 2 has a trailer. So I got to watch that, and I got to do a review of that pretty soon. That looks awesome. I like the first season of Black Summer, and a lot of people watched it, especially in the UK. In the Kingdom, they like the Black Summer. They like zombies in the UK a lot for some reason. I don't know why that is, but they like their zombies, Shaun of the Dead and all that stuff. So they like that. Black Summer Season 2. Season 2, a trailer review, yeah. So I'm going to do that soon. I'll get that done for you guys pretty soon. Yeah. Okay. Well, Jeff said, Travis, people in Canada still allowing this to happen. Yeah, they're so agreeable here, man. They don't do anything. They just all agree and they just say, oh, you know, they're so... We're in Canada, we're not a lot like you guys in the States. I know you guys in the States will stand up for yourselves and will do that. In Canada here, they don't do that. We have some archaic laws too and rule too as well in our system. So I won't get into it too much in detail, but we're different. We're almost still an extension of the we're we're like an extension of the British Empire. We're like an extension of the UK, really. So we, you know, it's just what it is, right? It's how it is here. So, but hopefully they'll reopen again soon, and yeah, and we won't be shut down all summer. But I wouldn't be surprised if we are, because we've been shut down so much over the last year. It's we've been shut down more than we've been open for everything. So yeah, our movie theaters by now, companies here, man, it's like I don't know if they'll ever reopen again, because it's like it's been, you know, over a year now they haven't been able to be open. How long can you just sit in the sidelines and then come back? If it's that long, you might not be able to come back at all. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Bob Barker says, I live in Canada. It's insane what's happening here. Yeah, it is. It's unfortunate. But there's new bills and stuff for even online censorship being passed, or being at least discussed, and they'll pass them. And then in the UK, there's Ofcom. I think it's called the harms thing that's going to be passed too, which just further increases online censorship even more and more. So you can't, you know, pretty soon it'll be, you won't be able to say anything. I've lost count of the numbers word of the day. I don't know what wave number we're in now. Yeah. They won't, Chris. They won't. There's almost no pushback, Chris. Not at all. Not here, man. Not here. So, yeah, it's insane, Bob. That's right. Censorship is crazy, man. It's all-encompassing. It's total control of the media, and social media now, too. Yep. It's just what it is. So, yeah, it's just, I think, Jeff, it's because there are some differences in our systems versus the U.S. system. Ours are more closer to like the UK system in Canada. The U.S. is a bit different. So it's handled differently too. It's managed differently as well. You guys have a president. We have a prime minister. So it's kind of it is a little bit different. It's still part of the system, but it's a little bit different. So yeah. Anyway. Okay, Marilyn, have yourself a great night, and enjoy your move and enjoy your new house. Awesome. Happy for you. That's great, man. Absolutely. Congratulations on getting your new place. Yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we will wrap up for tonight. Yeah, Kelly, I know it's on its way, right? Oh, well. Yeah, that's right, Steve Benny. I agree. That's what they are, exactly. So, okay, well, we will wrap for tonight, guys. I'll have some videos coming for you soon. Couple weeks for next episode of Fear. Watch Army of the Dead if you haven't. Stay healthy, guys. Have fun. Enjoy the weather outside. It's hot. It's nice. Very cool stuff. And I will see you guys back. Yeah, I know, Jeff. I still haven't looked into that one. I don't even if he is. I don't like him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. DJ, I'd say yes, but other people are saying no, still not. But I'd say I'm fine with saying that now at this point that she is. Yeah, I think so. And that's basically, we can put that to rest. Okay, guys, have yourself a great night, and I'll see you guys back again soon. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. Have a good night. I'll see you soon.